What's going on, guys? It's Jimmy here. Welcome to our daily show where we discuss the fourth stimulus package update, your daily news, pretty much everything going on here in Washington, D.C., in our country, money, investing, the stock market, everything you need to know about on a daily basis. Remember that new videos come out here on our YouTube channel at 10 a.m., 3 p.m., and 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. If you haven't subscribed yet, make sure to subscribe down below so you don't miss out on new videos. It's completely free to do so. And if you find these videos helpful, don't forget to hit the like button for us down below. We got a lot to talk about here. We're going to talk about the next stimulus package, the debt limit that still needs to be done, that has not been done yet. A lot of people get this confused. They have passed the government funding bill to prevent a government shutdown, but the debt limit has not been done yet. They still need to do that. The earliest estimated date that needs to be done by is December 15th. Yeah, to prevent the government from literally going into default. We also have the stimulus package and the NDAA, the National Defense Authorization, that they need to do this month to fund the military. Yeah, there's a lot going on here, as well as this. The new virus variant, Omicron, is now detected in 17 states here in the United States. Yeah, it hasn't even been a week since the first case in the US, and it is now in 17 states, with Georgia the most recent state. Here are the 17 states. Okay, so the state of Georgia confirmed its first Omicron case in Atlanta, in an Atlanta resident who recently traveled from, wait for it, South Africa. Imagine that. The Atlanta Journal-Constitution reported here today on Sunday. So Georgia, state number, the most recent. California was the first state to report it on Wednesday. And we have 17 states now. The other states are Colorado, Connecticut, Hawaii, Louisiana, Maryland, Massachusetts, Minnesota, Missouri, Nebraska, New Jersey, New York, Pennsylvania, Utah, Washington, and Wisconsin. When you couple that with California and Georgia, that is 17 states already in less than a week. Yeah, things are spreading pretty quickly here, guys. Yeah, imagine where we're going to be in another week. Dr. Rochelle Walensky, the director of the CDC, told this week on Sunday that the agency is following the cases closely and knows that Omicron has more mutation than previous variants, but that it is not clear how transmissible or how effective existing vaccines are against it. She stressed that the main concern is still the dominant Delta variant, which she said accounts for 99.9% of all new cases in the US, and that more than 40 countries have identified new cases of Omicron since it was first reported by South Africa by health authorities. But it also has been found in all these other countries: Australia, Brazil, Canada, France, Germany, Japan, Saudi Arabia, the UK, and beyond. Yeah. Now, the CDC director, Rochelle Walensky, has also confirmed that the FDA is in talks to streamline authorization of potential Omicron-specific vaccines. Yeah. Rochelle Walensky, the director of the CDC, confirmed today that the FDA was in discussions to streamline the authorization of a specific Omicron virus vaccine. She says, quote, one of the things about a booster, about a variant-specific booster, she says, quote, I know Moderna, Pfizer, Johnson & Johnson say they can all do this fairly quickly within 3 months. But then you have FDA approval. Is there any world where you can see that moving much faster, given we've already been through this? Quote, yeah, much of that I know have to defer to the FDA, but they're already in conversations about streamlining the authorization of this. An Omicron-specific vaccine, partially because much of the vaccine is actually exactly the same, And really, it would just be the mRNA code that would have to change. So those conversations are ongoing, and certainly at the FDA would move swiftly, and the CDC would move swiftly right thereafter. Yeah. Walensky's comments follow a report by the Wall Street Journal last week that indicated the FDA was eyeing steps for a rapid review of prescription drugs and vaccines specific to the Omicron variant in the event that new variant specific tools were needed. Then there's also reports coming out here today about this that the Omicron variant may have picked up a piece of the common cold virus in this mutation. Let me zoom this in here. You can see here the bullet points here say the Omicron virus variant likely acquired at least one of its mutations by picking up a snippet of genetic material from another virus, potentially one that causes the common cold. This genetic sequence does not appear in any earlier versions of the coronavirus. By inserting this particular snippet into itself, Omicron might be making itself, quote, look more human, which would help it evade attack by the human immune system, said Venki Sodaladran. Good luck pronouncing that name 10 times fast. Of Cambridge, Massachusetts based data analytics firm Neference. Yeah, so basically they're doing a lot of testing and they're going to have a lot of stuff coming out here. They may have virus specific vaccines. And, well, I'll keep you up to date here. We'll have to see what the scientists say and what the experts say. I'll keep you up to date here on the channel. And, well, we'll we'll see. The virus is spreading fast now. It's confirmed in at least 17 different states here in less than a week. Nearly half of Americans are experiencing financial hardship due to inflation, according to a new poll, which is showing that the new push for stimulus checks is very real and very needed. Nearly half of Americans in a new Gallup poll reported that the recent price increases are causing their families some degree of financial hardship, with at least 10% describing the hardship as severe. Overall, 45% of respondents say they are facing financial hardship related to increased prices. 45%. It's almost half the entire country. Gallup said that lower income households are likely to have been hit especially hard by recent price increases. 71% of households making less than $40,000 a year saying inflation has caused them hardship. 71%. Wow. 28% of this group described the hardship they are experiencing as severe, saying it affects their ability to maintain their current standard of living. Yeah. In contrast, only 47% of middle income households and 29% of upper households report that inflation has caused them hardship. Just under 55% of US adults without a college degree says inflation has caused them financial hardship, with 30% of those with a college degree saying the same. These are significant numbers. And this is why we are seeing significant demands from the American people pushing for stimulus checks, pushing their congressmen, pushing their senators to include a fourth stimulus check in this next stimulus package here. We're seeing articles and we're seeing petitions. We're seeing people on Twitter where people seeing contact their senators, just like this here, just literally from yesterday. Cash demands push for $2,000 and $1,000 stimulus checks before Christmas as hard hit Americans demand New Year's payments, Christmas payments, holiday payments. We're seeing a lot of demands like this for holiday Christmas payments or fourth stimulus checks to be included in this next stimulus package, in addition to the child tax credits, which are really going to end here as well if they don't pass this next stimulus package soon. Because remember that in addition to the push for that, The child tax credit, those monthly payments going out to 65 million children are on the line as well. The last payment is going to go out on December 15th, and that will be the last payment if they don't pass this next stimulus package. Remember, in the next stimulus package, the current wording is to extend that for another year. But they have to pass it in the Senate, and the Senate is likely going to change the bill significantly. Then, if they can pass it in the Senate, if Joe Manchin and Kirsten Sinema will come on board, Joe Manchin, remember, his idea was to put income limits and working restrictions on that. We don't even know if he's going to vote for it without those. He's the only Democratic senator that even wants to do that, mind you. We don't even know if he's going to vote for it without that. If he wants to do that, there could be a significant, I don't even know what would happen there, because I don't think the rest of the Democrats would go along with that. I really don't see them getting a vote if he demands that to happen. I really don't see the rest of the Democrats going along with that, first of all. I just see that as a breaking point if that happens. Because the working requirements would technically, the way it was construed, would require both in a working family, a joint married filing joint tax return, would require both the mom and the dad to both work. So a mom that, say, has 2 or 3 kids would not be allowed to stay home and collect the child tax credit payments while the father works, because they're married filing jointly on a tax return. They both have to work to collect the child tax credit payments while the father works. So like that old traditional way of thinking where, like, the mom stays home and takes care of the kids and the father works, the old traditional way of thinking, that actually would not be able to apply to the child tax credit payments, because the way a tax return works, they would both have to be working in Joe Manchin's kind of mindset for work requirements, the way tax return works. So if he sticks to his guns and requires a work requirement for the child tax credit payments, which is what he said not too long ago, that would throw a huge wrench in things. And he also wanted a $60,000 income cap for households, which would be, it doesn't sound that bad for a single, but that would be for families. So that would be for a mother and a father. So that would be only $30,000 maximum for 2 people. Well, $30,000 maximum is well below the average salary nowadays, especially with inflation and stuff going up here. So that would mean that an average family would not be able to make more than $29,900, $29,999 each, or they wouldn't even get the child tax credits. Joe Manchin has a lot of demands on a lot of things to get his vote. So it'll be interesting to see what has to happen to get his vote here. Meanwhile, the last child tax credit payment that goes out to 65 million children, remember, a recent study showed that about 50% of families literally use the money for food for children, just for food. Then they have paying for rent, paying for shelter, paying for literally putting food on the children, right? Just literally 50% of the money goes just to food. So Joe Manchin wants to potentially take food literally out of children's mouths. So that last payment is going to stop here in 10 days. That's going to be the last payment for the monthly payments. And if they don't pass this payment, or if they don't pass this stimulus package, that's going to be the last payment. That's just literally one of the things in this package, okay? Among many other things here, right? So there's a lot on the line here, guys. There's a lot on the line. Then we have the debt limit here as well, which is growing more and more of a concern by the day, because our country is going to literally default. That could prevent, though, not only those child tax credit payments from going out, or going out in the future, if they pass, well, if they pass the package, but there's so many scenarios here that can happen, but our country is literally going to default. And that could prevent Social Security payments from going out. Any type of money coming from the government would prevent would be possibly not go out because the government would be essentially bankrupt or defaulted. Yeah, check this out. Yeah, so House leaders reject tying the debt limit, raising the debt limit or the debt ceiling to the defense bill. Republicans, this headline here says Republicans won't help with votes for the debt limit, and the defense bill doesn't have enough Democratic support. So apparently, they're not going to be able to tie it to the defense bill, at least for now, the NDAA, the National Defense Authorization Act. So at the current moment, it seems like this is dead in the water as well. House leaders warned they likely can't address the debt limit by linking it to the annual defense authorization bill, a move Senate leaders have discussed in negotiations to ensure the Treasury can continue paying its financial obligations beyond December 15th. House Majority Leader Steny Hoyer, a Democrat, said Republicans have made it clear they're not going to vote for the debt limit, and there aren't enough Democrats willing to vote for the defense bill to get it through without significant Republican support in the House. House Minority Leader Kevin McCarthy says, I don't think that would pass. He told reporters about the idea of using the defense bill to address the debt limit. Quote, we're not discussing it over here. We don't think it's the best option because we're not sure we can do it. Meanwhile, the window to lift the debt limit is narrowing and they're running out of time. And the question is the country going to default? Because it seems like at this point, they're literally nowhere close to even making a deal. They're not even close at all. There's no path forward at this point. Nowhere. Also today, some sad news. Former Republican Senator Bob Dole died today at 98. He was also a former Republican presidential candidate that ran against former President Bill Clinton. So he was almost a Republican president, and he also was Senate Majority Leader. He died at the age of 98, the Elizabeth Dole Foundation said. Senator Robert Dole died early this morning in his sleep at the age of 98. He had served the United States of America faithfully for 79 years, the foundation said. The former presidential candidate said that he had been diagnosed with stage 4 lung cancer. He said in a statement in February, while I certainly have had some hurdles ahead, I also know that I join millions of Americans who face significant health challenges of their own. He served as a U.S. Senator to Kansas between 1969 and 1996, including 2 stints as Senate Majority Leader from 1985 to 1987 and 1995 to 1996. He went head-to-head with Democratic presidential candidate Bill Clinton during the 1996 election, but ultimately lost. He was also a World War II service member who was hit by German ammunition in 1945, which left him seriously wounded, and was awarded the Congressional Gold Medal in 2018. And the ceremony was attended by lawmakers from both sides of the aisle, including former President Donald Trump, Nancy Pelosi, and Speaker Paul Ryan. So yeah, let me know your thoughts. You know, our condolences out to a war hero of our country. Sad day. So somebody who served our country for literally decades. So let me know your thoughts. I'll keep you up to date here. Congress has a lot to do here in the next coming days. The biggest deal is the debt limit. Literally going to prevent our country from defaulting. We have the stimulus package as well. That none of it will really matter if our country defaults. They literally won't be able to pay for anything if our country defaults. Social Security payments could be delayed. Child tax credit payments could be delayed. The whole economy will literally go if the country defaults. Remember, the country has never defaulted. And at this point, there's literally no path forward. They have no agreement even close Um, they're trying, but it's literally just like they're not even close. So I'm going to keep you up to date here on everything: the stimulus package, the national defense authorization, and the debt limit. Let me know your thoughts in the comments. Make sure to subscribe down below if you haven't yet. New videos come out here every day at 10 a.m., 3 p.m., and 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Don't miss any new videos at this point. You can click here to watch my newest video next. And this video is how there's a new push to include $1,000 to $2,000 stimulus checks in the next stimulus package. So click on one of those videos next. Thanks, guys, and I will see you in the next video.